Welcome into Louisville now, the number one priority for Mayor Greenberg, and to be honest, a lot of mayors throughout this country, is public safety. So we're going to appropriately kick it off talking about public safety, because with me now is Misty Wright. She is the Executive Director for Public Safety. No, wait, I want to get this right. For Community Safety, correct?
That's right.
Okay, I want to get that right. Misty, before we get started here, I'm very excited about this commission and community involvement. I think it's important and one of the important components. Before we do that, I want to hear a little bit more about you because your resume is pretty impressive.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm happy to tell you whatever you want to know. I was born and raised in Louisville, Sacred Heart Academy grad, go Valkyries. Moved away for college and law school, came back and clerked for the late John Hayburn II, who is Western District of Kentucky, a wonderful man. And then I worked at a class action law firm in San Francisco, and then I was an assistant United States attorney, so a federal prosecutor for about 9 years in Chicago, focusing on gangs and cartels. And then I came back here in January to assist with the mayor's crime reduction portfolio, so essentially crafting strategies and implementing those strategies for the city to reduce crime.
You're the right person to lead this charge. So here we go. Community Safety Commission. So this is community involvement. If you would, tell me the mission of this commission.
Yeah. So the Community Safety Commission was originally thought of as part of the Mayor's Safe Louisville crime reduction plan. So he dropped that plan in April. It was to be the primary accountability and transparency mechanism for that plan. Once it became evident that the consent decree was not going to be judicially imposed with respect to police reform, and once Mayor Greenberg decided we're going to do it anyway, with or without a judge, we're going to do it, the mandate for the Community Safety Commission changed a little bit. It expanded to include being the primary accountability transparency mechanism for the community commitment, Louisville's consent decree, which incorporates all of the main themes of what would have been judicially imposed and is now being voluntarily imposed with the assistance of an independent monitor. So we now have a Community Safety Commission that is comprised of 24 different members. The whole idea is that it's primarily community members who are part of the commission. That's what makes it different from a lot of other boards, commissions, groups that are involved in the criminal justice space. So this sheet that I brought with me is actually posted online. This is kind of a face sheet of the members of the Community Safety Commission. There are 3 categories. We have community organizations, we have community representatives, and then we have institution seats. So your institutions are the folks who normally are involved in the conversation. Our wonderful Commonwealth's attorney, our county attorney, our a member of our bench, Department of Juvenile Justice, our Department of Public Advocacy, which is public defender, for those who are not familiar, a member of Metro Council, and then also someone from JCPS. Those are the institution seats. The rest of the seats, people had to express interest to become part of the commission. And so after the mayor announced it, he invited everyone to apply. And community organizations applied and community members applied. As a result, we have a very diverse commission that has been selected that has a person from every single police division in our city, so 8 of those folks, and a home rule city seat. So we have geographic diversity. And it also has community organizations that run the spectrum from criminal justice advocacy like the ACLU to the Center for Women and Families, U of L Trauma Center, many different backgrounds that are coming together as one for this commission.
You articulated that very well. So curious here. So obviously you have people who are, first of all, care about the community, very diverse group. So as you come upon you're getting very close to your first meeting here, what will be your agenda? What is priority 1 for you?
So this first meeting, we want to orient our commission members to kind of what to expect going forward. I'm excited for the second meeting because the second meeting is when we're really going to be able to hear people talk and discuss issues and express opinions. This one's more of an orientation one. But we'll go through, we'll orient our members. I will present key aspects of the Safe Louisville plan so that the commission understands how that plan is going to roll out so they can do their part in holding us accountable to that plan. Then we will have a presentation for the commission members from our new Deputy Mayor, Shan Kemper, who is also Deputy General Counsel, and she is co-facilitating all of these meetings with me. She'll introduce the Community Commitment, Louisville's consent decree. Our deputy chief from LMPD, Emily McKinley, will talk about key substantive parts of the decree, and then we'll have our independent monitor, our newly selected independent monitor there in person, introduce themselves and speak more about how their work is going to move going forward. That's going to take us most of the time. We'll do some expectation setting and agenda setting for the next meeting. The commission will be able to determine when the meetings are going to happen, which will be bi-monthly, but when going forward, where they're going to take place, and some other sort of procedural aspects to the meeting.
When we started this segment, Misty, you mentioned, or I asked you about your resume and where you've, Washington, Chicago, et cetera. What do you see that is perhaps unique to Louisville and will either, I guess, help or hinder your mission here? So is unique, I guess, first question would be, is Louisville unique to other similar sized cities?
Yes and no, which is the worst lawyer answer you could ever give to anything. It is. I think that we like to think of ourselves in the area of community safety and public safety. We like to think of ourselves as more unique than we are. We don't have unique problems. We have problems that exist throughout the country, and there are solutions that work throughout the country that can work here just as well if we take off that kind of schema and we start thinking of ourselves as a very solvable place. And we're already seeing progress here based on what Mayor Greenberg has done and based on what LMPD has done under the leadership of Chief Paul Humphrey. We're seeing a reduction in crime that's unprecedented. We are seeing 25 to 30% reduction in violent crime citywide. And then in areas where we have community violence intervention, we're seeing a 62% reduction in violent crime. And that's incredible. And so I think that our challenges here in Louisville are to not get in our own way, to commit to a set of strategies and see those through, to be better at evaluating ourselves and being able to let go of things that aren't working and adopt things that are working. And really to just trust each other to work together. We have incredible community partners who are devoted and have been devoted to that kind of work throughout their lives. Our justice system partners are incredible. They're very strong here. And then we have a community who cares a lot and sometimes just needs to be called to the table.
You've clarified something, Misty, and I'm going to close it out with this, that I think there's a misconception out there that Mayor Greenberg, Chief Humphrey, perhaps even yourself, not passionate, not determined about public safety, about community safety. It's obvious you are. Thank you for what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing this first meeting with the commission. And by the way, if you'd like to check it out, it's going to be right here on Metro TV, Roku, YouTube, Apple, and it'll be all over the place. We're going to do it live and show their first meeting because that is the goal. Make Louisville a safe city. That is priority number one. Coming up here, you may have noticed some beautification of the city, some brand new murals. We're going to talk to Jessica Kincaid next on Louisville Now.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. I'd like to share with you a few things happening around Louisville this week. The Louisville Ballet presents Dracula on October 10th and October 11th. The Louisville Ballet's rendition of Bram Stoker's Gothic masterpiece is coming alive at the historic Brown Theater with newly designed sets and costumes. Be warned, this show is not for the faint of heart. Learn more about, and maybe even meet, Louisville's most famous cryptid, the Pope-Lick Monster, aka the Goatman. Hear from expert cryptozoologists, shop from vendors, and enjoy live music and movie screenings at the free Goatman Festival, October 10th and 11th. The Garvin Gates Blues Street Festival on October 10th and 11th is set in Old Louisville at Oak Street and Garvin Place and features national and local performers along with area food and beverage vendors. If you're looking for a neighborhood fall festival straight out of Gilmore Girls, look no further than the Belknap Fall Festival. Taking place at the historic Douglas Loop, among small businesses and local restaurants, this Free Fest features family fun, local vendors, live music, and over 100 artists on October 10th and 11th. The Kentucky International Convention Center in downtown Louisville will host the annual Louisville Book Festival on October 11th, celebrating the love and benefits of reading, writing, and literacy. During the event, attendees can meet over 100 authors, storybook characters, and purchase books. Louisville's Great Chili Cook-Off returns with chili samples on October 12th, with over 50 competing teams hoping to take home the Chili Champ title during this annual foodie fundraising event in the heart of Nulu. Plus, you can shop from local vendors and businesses and enjoy live music. Find out more details about these events and others at gotolouisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
Copper wire theft is robbing us of our safety. Thieves are targeting our essential infrastructure, darkening roadways, disrupting emergency services, shutting down internet networks, and causing over $1 million in damages just last year. Copper wire theft is illegal. Mayor Craig Greenberg's Copper Wire Theft Task Force is getting results, but your help is needed. If you see something suspicious, call Crime Stoppers at 502-582-CLUE. You could get a $5,000 reward. And welcome back to Louisville Now. We talked about the safety of the city, and certainly that is important, but also the beautification of the city. I've always taken pride, and I know you have as well. And Louisville is very unique and beautiful in so many ways, and that's Jessica Kincaid's job. She joins me now. She is the director for, and I want to make sure I get this right, Creative Arts and Industrial.
Arts and Creative Industries.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Jessica. Thanks for clarifying. Also, Brittany Condor is with us. She's an artist, as well as Daniel Dean, who's an artist as well. Okay, let's talk about some new additions to the city. Jessica, I know you're excited. Before we do, I want to ask you, because you articulate this very well, and you and I have talked about this, the importance of art in a city like Louisville.
Absolutely. I mean, Louisville has a very well-established and longstanding artistic tradition, both in performing arts and visual arts and all kinds of new emerging art forms that we're seeing, which is really exciting. Louisville Metro government has the Commission on Public Art and established its formal public art program about 15 years ago. And so that commission is currently working to update its strategic goals and its long-term vision for public art in our city, because we know that it creates an opportunity for residents to, create a relationship with a sense of place and invest in their own individual neighborhoods and create a unique identity through visual representation.
Very well said. Okay, so let's talk about these new murals. First of all, there was a grant involved. What were the qualifications? What are you looking for, Jessica, from your office?
Yeah, so this grant opportunity was actually precipitated by a project that we did last year in partnership with Louisville Tourism, where we mapped the public art that already existed in the community. We cataloged it and photographed it, and we made a mobile website that the community can kind of search and find information about, who maybe made that mural that they see every day and they appreciate so well. But it was also an exercise for us to identify areas of the community that didn't have a lot of access to public art. So after we completed that project, we offered a funding opportunity for artists to submit proposals, and we expressed a preference for projects in areas that, again, didn't have a high volume of public art. So we worked with the Commission on Public Art to put out a call for artists. We received a number of submissions. We selected 3 artists to do projects, Brittany and Daniel, obviously here with us today. We're one of the recipients of that. And then we basically were able to provide direct support to artists to produce their own projects, which was really great.
So Jessica, for lack of a better term, these are the winners, right?
Yeah.
All right, Brittany, Daniel. First of all, congratulations. What I love about these murals and what you're doing is it is truly we use the cliche of a win-win, but this is a win-win-win because it's philanthropic, it's beautiful, it's just such a plus for the city. Okay, so if you would, Brittany, tell me a little bit about the mural and what you wanted to portray.
Yeah, so it's on the side of a kids' boxing gym called All or Nothing Boxing Gym for children. And we wanted to show the strategic nature of boxing. So we incorporated visual elements of chess. Like we made the chessboard as the boxing ring, and we have chess pieces on there. And we just wanted to bring color to Portland. We just wanted to bring like a really bright, beautiful, vibrant piece of artwork that people could see and just be happy when they see it. And just be a little inspiring.
And I like the analogy because boxing, I'm a boxing aficionado. I love boxing. And it is more like chess than checkers. Yeah. It really is. It is. I mean, if you get in the ring with somebody who knows how to box, it is an art form.
Yeah.
And it's something that's, the skill level is unbelievable. And it's kind of a tribute to that. Okay, Daniel, we're going to take a look at this mural here. I think we're going to be able to. And I want you to tell me not only about your and Brittany's input here, but how happy you are with this. Did it achieve what you wanted to achieve? If we would, I think we can take a look at this because And that way you can kind of be descriptive here. Hopefully we can pull it up here on the screen. All right, Daniel, take it away.
We're super happy with the results. Jessica can tell you that from the proposal image that we submitted, as we worked with and conversations with the students or the kids in the gym, and Brittany and I collaborated together, we proposed an image that looks startlingly like this, and we sort of executed with that plan in mind. The tagline of the gym being chess, not checkers. As Brittany was saying, we sort of spun off of all of that and brought sort of color and energy to the neighborhood. As we saw the location that really meant had like a community meaning. The gym has been in the neighborhood for 7 years, so it really kind of met our criteria for being able to work with the neighborhood to develop something that really would have a lasting effect and lasting meaning to people in the neighborhood, rather than just us imposing a particular idea of our own. So it was a true collaboration.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I do. It's so vibrant. And that's what really the goal that you mentioned, Jessica, is the vibrancy of that area of town. Let's up the ante here, right? And you're doing just that. I'm curious, Brittany, Daniel, if you would, tell me about the environment for artists here in Louisville. I hope that it's encouraging, that you guys inspire each other. Tell me a little bit about what it's like for an artist living here in Louisville.
I love so many of the artists that I've met here. I feel like the community is really warm. I don't know if everybody feels that way, but I feel like I always get like a really positive, supportive environment. Like artists and craftsmen, I go there pretty often, and there's just, I don't know, like I just really love the people here and the stuff that we can eat together.
I've been doing public art for quite a few years, and I used to live in Minneapolis, which has a really strong, old, well-developed public art programs. A strategic plan that Jessica's been working on is working in that direction. So there's lots of support. There's training for artists. So this was greatly encouraging. It's been a few years since I've done a mural, and having the resources is just critical for being able to execute, giving artists agency. It's great to meet with the other muralists as part of this program, and just kind of be like more in the mix, and just happenstance being out there every day, meeting additional people as well.
And from what I understand, we're going to have a bit of a celebration. Jessica, October 11th, correct?
Yeah, so as part of the project, this was really Brittany and Daniel organizing. What I really appreciated about their proposal was not just that it was only the mural. There was the community engagement aspect of it. It was that they did work with the students at the gym and neighbors to hear about what they wanted to see represented in the mural. And because it was such a community effort, they wanted to conclude the whole project with a community celebration. So they've organized a block party this coming Saturday, October 11th, from 12 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
With lots of different activities and, both artistic and boxing themed. So there'll be something for everyone.
Yeah, giving back to the community. Fabulous. Okay, so give us the details. She touched upon them. Thank you, Jessica. Brittany, Daniel, what will we see if we go to this big block party?
I'm going to be doing face painting. And
An artist doing face painting.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we got Picasso on someone's face here. You're a little overqualified, but I'll take it. Okay.
I think it's going to be really fun. And we're going to have some musicians. Shuffle Repeat is going to have some rappers come out, and we're going to have 2 DJs.
We're gonna have a cookout at 1, so it's gonna start at noon. Kind of like getting everything going. Cookout at 1. We're gonna be giving away free food to all of the kids that are coming. We're gonna ask the adults if they would donate just a couple bucks, and that donation is gonna go to the gym itself to support ongoing memberships and travel for the kids at the gym. 2 p.m. Mural workshop, like a youth mural workshop that Brittany's gonna lead. And I think 3 is when Shuffle and Repeat 502, they're going to have a showcase of local rappers. And hopefully some dancing.
Yeah, ideally.
If folks would like to learn more about not only this project, the murals, and we're all excited about that, but more about what your office does, Jessica, how would they get in touch with you? Perhaps there's someone out there who says, hey, I want to help.
So the easiest way is to email us at arts@louisvilleky.gov, or you can check out any of our social media pages on Facebook or Instagram. And we have a whole website that lists resources through public art and through other grant opportunities that we offer to organizations.
Brittany, Daniel, thank you very much. Enjoyed it. Always enjoyed a conversation with you.
Likewise.
Jessica, I appreciate that. All right. Coming up here, Does the name Matthew Shepard ring a bell with you? Does it resonate with you? Well, it should. We're going to talk about the importance of Matthew Shepard and his story coming up next on Louisville Now.
This new headquarters is more than just walls and windows. It's a symbol of stability, a symbol of trust, and a symbol of our unwavering commitment to the people of Louisville and our presence in this community. This place will be, for our entire lifetime, the headquarters of Louisville Metro Police Department. The place where officers and professional staff will come every single day to work and focus on the community, to lead and set clear vision and strategy, and where the community gets to see its police department. And while we are home again, we are not done. As of today, this building will be open to the chief staff, human resources, the public information office, as well as the performance division and a few others. But over the coming years, you will see about 60% of the police department move into this building, from investigators to downtown area patrol and many others. And we are excited for what will come over the coming few years. We renew the promise of our mission to enhance the safety and quality of life for all people by enforcing the law and preserving peace while holding ourselves to the highest ethical standards.
It's an especially important day today. We expect our police department to be the best. And if we expect our police department to be the best, we have to support the hardworking men and women of our police department with the best. And today's building is another step in that direction.
So the symbolism of flag raising means that the building is occupied and we are officially open. So it's time to get to work. Thank you all for being here.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. John Hanson is the board chair for Voices of Kentuckiana. And if there was ever a voice that needs to be heard right now, it's the voice of Matthew Shepard. We'll talk about that in a second. First of all, I want to welcome John to the show. John, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Voices of Kentuckiana. To me, I'm familiar with it. I've seen some of your work. With that being said, for those who are not, tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So we're a choir, community choir, non-auditioned, primarily LGBTQ, though we have many people who are allies who sing with us. We're non-auditioned, and we sing Pride, we sing a Christmas concert, spring concert, and just at different events around the city.
All right. This is tough. This is tough subject matter. With that being said, you said something to me before the break. You said, in order to come out of the darkness, you've got to discuss it because then there is light. There's an understanding. So for those who aren't familiar with the story of Matthew Shepard, considering Matthew Shepard, tell us about his story and what you're trying to accomplish with this.
Sure. So Matthew Shepard was a 21-year-old student at the University of Wyoming who was one night driven out into a field, beaten severely, and left to die on a barbed wire fence. He was found the next morning, taken to a hospital where he succumbed from his injuries 6 days later. And actually, the anniversary of the attack was Monday, and the anniversary of his death will be on Sunday.
You know, there may not be a more appropriate time than right now to talk about his story. There is a divisiveness in this country, and certainly someone like Matthew Shepard has reason to fear. But let's talk about the importance of getting that story out. What do you want the audience to feel as they watch this production and as they walk away?
Sure. So there's some really, considering Matthew Shepard is a song cycle talking about Matthew Shepard, who he was, his attack, and then what do we take from it? And the story that comes away from it is that we're all together in this, and that there was nothing special about Matthew Shepard. He was an ordinary person, an ordinary boy who didn't expect that this would be his story, but that we all have to be together and work together to make sure that hate doesn't win.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. And it seems now that it's in the balance. You know, we need the pendulum to go towards kindness and love. When people watch this or as you see the production, I would imagine that even the actors, the singers that you have on stage, they feel it as well. Talk about what this does for you personally. What do you feel?
So it's an extremely difficult piece to sing. In fact, Sunday we had a therapist come in to talk to the choir after our rehearsal because there's so many emotions and pain and just like personal stories that are being, we have members who have experienced what Matthew experienced, not to the extent, but who have been attacked and because of who they are. And so there's some songs that I still haven't been able to sing all the way through without choking out.
I can imagine. The story of Matthew Shepard, sadly, there's stories like this all over the country and in other countries as well. With that being said, are there other productions around the country that are similar to this, that are wanting to open our eyes to things perhaps we don't want to look at but need to? Is this unique? Is I guess what I'm asking, John.
So other people have done this song. There are other pieces that are similar. Some about Matthew Shepard, some about other incidents of the AIDS pandemic and things like that. So yeah, there are other productions like this, and other choirs are doing this piece as well.
So when people go, first of all, I guess you should tell us the who, what, when, where. How do people buy tickets? How can they see the production?
Sure. So this is a production that's in a group effort between Voice of Kentuckiana, Highland Baptist Church, Pandora Productions, and then we're holding it at Actors Theater. So tickets are available on Actors Theater website, actorstheater.org.
Was this something, John, is this part of the mission of Voices of Kentuckiana, to bring up subject matter, to examine subject matter that can actually make a difference? Or is this just something that came upon you and you said, this is important?
This is our mission. This is what we try and do, is we try and be positive and have positive messaging around community and society. But we also tell hard stories, and we represent the hard discussions that we have to go through.
You mentioned some of the partners that you have. If someone might be interested, whether it's an individual, an organization, in getting in touch with Voices of Kentuckiana, perhaps they want to be a part of that, how do they do that, John?
The best way is to go to our website and then click the Contact Me button, or email info@voicesofkentuckiana.org.
Considering Matthew Shepard, the story, it's such a horrific story, and it's something you think, oh, please tell me this doesn't happen. But it does. What kind of feeling do you want people to have who go to this production? What do you want coming away from this? Obviously, there's going to be a sense of sadness, and it's such a tragedy. But on the other hand, you also probably want, hey, let's take action. Let's do something in honor of. Is that the goal too?
Yeah, the story that we want people to come away from this is that we're all in this together. We're all living on this planet together, and we have to treat each other with kindness. And it doesn't matter if it's LGBTQ, if it's race, if it's anything, nationality. All of these differences are not real differences that take us apart from each other. And we just need to treat each other with kindness and respect, and let each other live our lives in a way that is that's just human. Agreed.
And I don't mean to be repetitive, but for those who are watching Louisville now, if they again would like to attend the show, I would think this was something that it's educational in a, like I said, a kind of a let's take action kind of way. Let's move forward. Let's look at that and examine it, but then let's do better.
Yeah.
So for folks who want to attend, again, tell them how they can get tickets once again.
Actorstheater.org, and actually until Thursday, their tickets are $5 off the regular price. But actorstheater.org has the ticket link.
Thanks for the time. I appreciate it. John Hanson, once again, he is the board chair for Voices of Kentuckiana. We appreciate you coming on and watching, or actually tuning us in. You can always check us out, whether it be Roku, Apple, whatever the case may be. We are Louisville Now. It's a live show, but we will replay it, and also some of the shows that you will see coming up, whether it be Metro Council meetings, the mural unveils, things like that. We'll keep that coming your way on Louisville Now.